full name, age, birthday, occupation.
My full name is Ryan Milos Romeo M. Gamboa. Ang akong birthday is December 28, 1975. Birthplace ko is Lady of Mercy Hospital sa Bacolod City. And ang akong occupation, I am currently a City Councilor of Silay City and an ex-officio board member representing the Philippine Councilors League of Negros Occidental.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, paano ito matugay ang mama?
Sige, sige.
Okay. What struggles did you have before you became a successful news anchor?
News anchor. Well, for people who knew me, I was not that fluent at Hiligaynon. So that was one thing I had to struggle with, was learning how to speak fluent, deep Hiligaynon, which is different from conversational. So it took me maybe 4 months of training before na I got the hang of it, but still, mga 2 years gidya to perfect it. Another struggle would be siguro that my course did not have anything to do with communication arts. I was a marketing graduate, major in basketball. Joke lang. Major in basketball, kaya player ko sa una. So, when they picked me to be the news anchor for ABS-CBN in 2007, I had to learn the ropes with regards to media, with regards to mass comm, and different like reporting and newscasting and journalism.
Second question, is it really your dream before to become a news anchor, or did you have something in mind before choosing this career?
My original goal when I was your age was to become a lawyer. And so I took up political science in Ateneo de Manila University. I also played basketball in Ateneo and transferred to Negros Occidental. Transferred to Negros Occidental for my third year or fourth year. And I stayed another 3 years in La Salle, Bacolod and graduated there. My dreams kind of shifted after I transferred out of Ateneo because though wala masyado, I was more focused on basketball. But if you're looking at the news anchor side, my dad was the former vice governor of Negros Occidental. And so, ang akong orientation ever since I was a child was public service. Medyo kinapoy ko sang time ni dad sa politics. So when they asked me to run, when he stepped down in 2001, wala ko nagdalagan. So when ABS-CBN came and asked me to be a news anchor, I took the opportunity, not because it was my dream to be a news anchor, but it was in my learning and in my upbringing to be a public servant. So it's more of being a public servant. So I said, kung kapoy na ako sa politics, maybe I can serve my community through media. So amo na ginugra.
What does it take to become a news anchor in ABS-CBN TV Bacolod?
Wow, different places, different standards. But in my experience, you have to be very credible. And that credibility doesn't come overnight. Because I've seen a lot of news anchors who tried to make it, but because they lacked that credibility and that public image, they were not effective. Because the people who watch you, there's also thinking that I have to believe this guy that I'm listening to because he's supposed to be delivering the truth about certain issues and certain stories. So that's one thing. I guess because of my reputation, because of my father's history, I became a credible personality for them to build on. So after that, ako naman, I worked on keeping that credibility ng ginahalungan ko bilang iyo. Of course, wala man siling dungol ko sa una, but sometimes when you're in public, you have to be conscious of how you move because people look up to you. So medyo extra careful lang ko para I don't set a bad example, I try to set a good example so that people will rely on me. Because that was my advocacy with regards to public service. Kaya gusto ko yung serve as a icon para I can serve as a good role model para sa mga people who are listening to me. Not just though popular lang or though may damo wala mga fans or whatever. Ako niya it's more of to serve as a role model.
If you can still recall, can you tell us the first news that you delivered when you were still a newbie or beginner in this?
First news? Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't remember. Pero I do remember that I was very nervous. Sa pag-launch ng TV Patrol Negros ang April, because it was before TV Patrol Bacolod. So pag-launch ang TV Patrol Negros ang April 9, 2007, my first episode, mostly they asked me to memorize the script. So all the reporters were required to submit their scripts early para nga makasugod na ko memorize. Because it was my first time, kasi magsala ko. So kinahanglan memorize. So mga 3 hours of memorization, ako lang isa sa kwarto, sa dressing room, sige lang ko ibasa, memorize. What I do remember was I was very nervous. I do not remember what the topics were, blanco, kuya, but I do remember nga na-deliver ko tanan without mistakes. The next episode, nag-mistake ko. And then, mistake. I was just happy ng first episode na ko sala. But then, for the next 2 years, I had a series of mga blunders, gidlang, because I was learning. But I'm glad ng first episode na ko sala.
What are the advantages of being
I guess the advantages are from a point of view sa person who wants to serve the community is that you have this stage in which you can advocate those things that you believe in. Of course, ang aton ABS-CBN station, it controls the content. You just can't say nga mo ni pasulod ko, amo ni pasulod ko. But subconsciously, you can influence ang content, like by telling the reporters nga this is nice, nga may feature something to do with environment and something to do with mga pollution, problems in the city, and politics, business problems, and things like that. And then, excuse lang medyo wala filter ang mga iban. I-ano lang, i-delete lang. So anyway, ang ano sila is, ito ka question mo, sorry, dula ako. Advantages. Okay, advantages is like that. You have that platform in which you can advocate what you believe in. Like ako, I'm an advocate for environment concerns, of course, animal welfare, a healthy lifestyle. So in those aspects, get right. And I have a good knowledge of business, of politics, and things like that. So get right man ko mag-encourage ang news to go in that direction. So in that way, I try to influence my colleagues to go in a certain direction that I feel is of importance and should be taken up so that the public can also be aware of it. So amo na siya.
last question?
Lala. Nasiga.
What message would you like to convey to those young people who would like to follow your legacy?
Message. Well, this is a term that's been overused, Gidya. The children are the future, which is very, very true, Gidya. Kamuna daan, you're very idealistic, you're very innocent, you don't, and innocent doesn't mean bad thing. It doesn't mean manol or ignorante. It means that your views of the world are very clean and untouched and pure. So that's one thing that you should try as much as you can to preserve. Because sa totoo lang, you have so much energy. You have, they always say sometimes that youth is wasted on the young. Because the youth, they spend all that energy and all that physical strength on doing things that are not really that important. No, na gusto ko mo yan mag-ML, or gusto ko mo yan maglagaw, mga muna. Mga counselors, tagali, Counselor Noynoy, Counselor Ramon, Counselor Denden, Counselor Mas, mga students from San Agustin. May session kami in 5 minutes. Anyway, so going back to that, of course, wala man ko ga-faults ang youth. Kaya mo ginaya mo, gusto ko mo mag-enjoy. And when I was at your age, amo man ko na, and amo gina siya basta young ka. But as much as you can, for as long as you can, try to preserve that idealism and that innocence in your ideas, in your actions, in the advocacies that you decide to enter. That's one thing that can also serve you if you want to become news anchors. So, you want to be news anchors, that innocence and idealism can also serve you to be credible and to be people of integrity and honor that ma-respect mo sa mga peers niyo, which is very important. More than that, it's not just about going to the top and becoming admired and revered by all. It's also achieving something that you can also influence a lot of people to do good. So amo na siyang, that's what you should always inspire to do. Ang ako niya, as much as I can, I try in all the things that I do, I try as much as I can to make sure that the choices I make are choices that will affect myself and the people around me positively, hindi negatively. So before I do something, I always think twice. Siyempre, hindi man ko siling anghel or santo. I have also made my mistakes. Pero I always try to do the right thing. And that's what you guys should strive to do also. And try to preserve that idealism na aragid sa inyo. I'm sure may mga advocacies ka mo, may mga concerns ka mo, magbasa ka mo, ay kaluoy sang ini nga mga tao nga nag-suffer, kaluoy sang ini nga country nga mo ni sitwasyon nila. So you should keep that concern and compassion for people. Para nga sa uli, magdako ka mo, you can use it. Even if you become mga bankers or businessmen or nurses, whatever, you can use that in your place of business. Kaya mga CSR man, halos naman ng mga institutions. So that's it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, thank you man. Sige, pwede man.